Mate, something is happening behind closed doors at Hendrick Motorsports, and nobody in the NASCAR media is game enough to say it out loud. A source inside the garage at Concord is whispering that Mr. H himself has been making phone calls, not to his sponsors, not to Chevy, to a quiet Kiwi in a Trackhouse fire suit who just embarrassed the entire field by erasing a 29-second gap to win at the Glen. Because here's the dirty little secret nobody wants to print. One of the most legendary seats in NASCAR, the seat that Jimmie Johnson won 7 championships in, is bleeding out. Bowman is sitting on a contract that expires this year. He's missed races, he's fighting vertigo, and Trackhouse is binning it on ovals with the most talented road racer on the planet stuck in their garage. So today, we're connecting the dots the suits in Charlotte don't want you to connect. This isn't a rumor. This is a setup, and by the end of this video, you're going to see exactly why Rick Hendrick needs Shane van Gisbergen in that number 48 and why it has to happen now. Let's start with what Trackhouse is doing to the Kiwi Ace, because crikey, it's a shocker. In 2025, SVG dropped 5 Cup wins as a rookie. 5. That's the most by any rookie in modern NASCAR history. He swept Chicago. He smoked the field at Mexico City. He won at the Glen. He hit Sonoma. He hit Charlotte's Roval. Rookie of the Year locked, but look at that last number, mate. 25th in the regular season standings with 5 wins. How does that even happen? I'll tell you how. Because every single time the circus pulls into an oval, Trackhouse hands him a setup that handles like a shopping trolley with a dodgy wheel. His own words on Sirius XM earlier this year. To win one outright on speed, we're not there yet. That's not a driver problem. That's an equipment problem. That's a team admitting in plain English that they cannot build a car that can compete on a mile and a half. And here's the kicker. His teammates aren't doing any better. Chastain has been quiet. Suarez is gone. Pierre Durand, the new kid, got suspended. The whole Trackhouse Oval program is a dumpster fire, and they're using SVG's road course wins as a smokescreen to hide it. This isn't a driver who can't do ovals. This is a team that can't build ovals. And Rick Hendrick, the most calculating owner in the sport, has noticed. So why does Rick Hendrick need SVG? Let's audit his lineup, because this is where it gets juicy. Kyle Larson, defending 2025 Cup champion, just signed a 5-year extension, untouchable. William Byron, the poster boy, Daytona 500 winner, locked in long-term. Chase Elliott, most popular driver in the sport, 11 years running. You don't move him. You build statues of him. That leaves one seat, the number 48. Alex Bowman, mate, and I say this with respect, is on the chopping block. The bloke started 2026 by sitting 36th in points. He missed 4 races with vertigo. Hendrick had to put Justin Allgaier and Anthony Alfredo in his car just to keep the lights on. His 3-year extension from 2023 runs out at the end of this season, and insiders are reporting Hendrick is already shortlisting replacements for 2027. Now look, Bowman's an absolute legend, Daytona 500 pole sitter, multiple Cup wins, but you cannot run a 4-car super team carrying a driver who can't physically guarantee he'll finish the race. Mr. H has shareholders. Ally Bank has activations. This isn't personal. It's a billion-dollar business, but wait, it gets worse. Bowman isn't just struggling, he's struggling in the exact car that won 83 races and 7 titles with Jimmie Johnson. That seat has a legacy. That seat demands a champion. And right now, NASCAR has exactly one available driver with the raw, freakish, generational talent to honor that legacy. A 3-time Australian Supercars champion, a bloke who won his Cup debut on the streets of Chicago, the only driver Kyle Bloody Larson, publicly called way better than us, Shane van Gisbergen. Now, here's the part that's going to blow your mind, because everyone keeps saying SVG can't do ovals, right? That's the talking point. That's the narrative. It's rubbish. And I'll prove it. Fact 1. SVG cracked his first oval top 10 in 2025 at Richmond in a Trackhouse car with less than 18 months of stock car oval experience. Ever. Fact 2. Kyle Larson, the best oval racer in the world, went on record saying if SVG keeps improving, he's going to be dominant. Larson doesn't hand out compliments like lollies, mate. Fact 3. At Watkins Glen this month, SVG erased a 29-second gap in 24 laps. 29 seconds. That's not driving. That's wizardry. Now imagine taking that brain, that throttle hand, that car control, and dropping it into a Hendrick Chevrolet. Same engines that won the championship, same Cliff Daniels tier engineering, same simulator that Larson uses to dismantle the field every Sunday. Rhetorical question, mate. How many races does SVG win in that car? 8? 10? Does he become the first rookie-era driver to win on a super speedway, a short track, and a road course in his first full Hendrick season? And here's the smoking gun nobody's talking about. Hendrick Motorsports has a TA2 connection. They've been quietly evaluating road course bred drivers for years. SVG already drives a Chevy. He's already in the Chevrolet development pipeline. The transition isn't just possible, it's the path of least resistance. Trackhouse signed him to a multi-year extension. Sure, but every contract has a buyout. Every contract has a number. And if Rick Hendrick wants you, Rick Hendrick gets you. Just ask Kyle Larson, who he plucked out of the wilderness after Chip Ganassi cut him loose. This is the playbook. It's happening again right now. So let's say it happens. SVG to Hendrick, 2027. What does NASCAR look like the morning after? Chaos, mate. Beautiful, glorious chaos. First domino, Trackhouse implodes. Lose your only superstar, and your sponsor pitch becomes, hey, we're a Chevy team without any wins. Justin Marks built that company on SVG's Chicago win. Lose him, and you lose the brand. Second domino, road course racing changes overnight. SVG and Hendrick equipment doesn't just win road courses, he laps the field. We're talking 1990s Jeff Gordon-level dominance. Chase Elliott, the king of the road courses, suddenly has a teammate who's faster than him at his own specialty. The internal politics at HMS go nuclear. Third domino, and this is the big one, NASCAR finally cracks the international market. You think Chicago street race ratings were huge? Wait until Australia and New Zealand wake up to their boy driving the most iconic car in the sport. Mr. H knows this. He's a businessman first, a racer second. SVG in the number 48 isn't a driver swap. It's a global media strategy. And Bowman, look, best case, he lands at RFK or 23X1 in a quality ride and rebuilds. Worst case, the Vertigo forces an early retirement and he walks away as a Hendrick legend with his head held high. Either way, the number 48 needs a future. And the future is wearing a Kiwi flag on his helmet. So here's where I leave it with you, mate. Rick Hendrick has a problem. His 4-car powerhouse has a weak link. His most legendary seat is being driven by a bloke whose health and contract are both running out the clock. And across town, Trackhouse is sitting on the most explosive talent NASCAR has signed since Kyle Larson. And they're squandering him with subpar oval cars. The math is too obvious, the fit is too clean, the timing is too perfect. But I want to hear from you because I've laid out the case and now it's your call. Is this the move of the century? Rick Hendrick pulling off the biggest driver heist in modern NASCAR history? Or is Trackhouse right to let SVG go because deep down the bloke will never master a 1.5-mile oval? If you reckon SVG belongs in that number 48 by 2027, drop a comment that says Team Hendrick. If you think SVG should stay loyal to Justin Marks and Trackhouse, ride the storm and prove the haters wrong, comment, stay loyal. I'm reading every single one. And the comment with the best take, I'm pinning it to the top of this video. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the moment Mr. H actually pulls the trigger, because when it happens, NASCAR Nation Decoded will be the first to break it down. Until then, I'm out. Keep your eyes on the garage, mate. The truth is always hiding in plain sight.